Great. Well, yeah, thank you very much for joining us today. Welcome to the European Work Time Network's 2024 conference entitled Working Time Reduction in Europe, Who and How. I'm just going to quickly talk through some logistics before handing over to Margareta and Adrian to do their introductions. My name is India, and I'm the coordinator and general secretary of the European Work Time Network. First up, we are recording the conference today via Zoom. So please inform us if you don't want to be in those images or recordings. Just kind of take one of us aside and let us know. Second, live interpretation. We have live interpretation today, which is using the headsets over on the side. So maybe once I've finished talking, if anyone wants a headset, please feel free and go to get one. Channel 1 is English, channel 2 is French, 3 is German, and 4 is Spanish. You can also check with us which one's which if you forget, no problem. Toilets are just through that door on the right-hand side in that little corridor. So if you need the toilet, go whenever. On the camera is based on movement. And we obviously have quite a large online audience today. So if the audience in person could stay relatively still while people are speaking, that would be great. And if the speakers can gesticulate as much as possible, that would be excellent as well to try and keep the camera. Both are on me now. Anyway, yes. For fire exits, please follow the green signs and they go straight out that way and then out the main door. Assembly point is outside. And yeah, there's hot drinks at the back and still some food left. So please help yourself in the breaks to those. I think that's it. I will hand over to Margareta.
Okay, thank you, India. Also from my side, a very warm welcome to our conference 2024 on the how and who of working time reduction in Europe. After two very successful conferences on the working time reduction and climate crisis in 2020 and the second on a 4-day week for Europe in 2022, we now today want to look for the concrete implementation conditions and also the difficulties and how to go on with that problems of the concrete implementation of a working time reduction in Europe. Since 2013, when we began with our network, we were a little group from social movements as Attack Germany, where I come from, or Collective Roosevelt, where my colleague Adrien comes from, and some people from trade unions and science, and also the European Parliament, where we began with these investigation on working time reduction. Up to now, it really gained momentum. So everybody of you experienced how, on the one hand, the trade unions began new with the demand for working time reduction, beginning with the IG Metall in Germany for the in 2018. The first time, I think, after 20 years with a working time reduction demand. And they succeeded and got the solution for 8 more free days for supplement wage, and also the possibility of the 28 hours without wage compensation, but anyway. And after, for example, now we have in Germany our trade union for the services, Verdi, demanding for the public service now for more free days also, and the possibility to change money into free time. At the same time, we have a lot of enterprises in all our European countries who implement by themselves the 4-day week because they can't get qualified staff without such attractive offers. And so we have really, in some sense, a movement. And it's, let's say, a little bit supported also by the new how to say, life feeling of a younger generation and also of the people who have care obligations, who really don't want to work anymore so long time that it destroys the social relations and even the nature. So I think we have not so bad conditions now for our issue. And yes, in the meanwhile, our network developed. We formalized in some sense into an association of French law with, I think, around 40 members, official members, and from 18 countries. And but we are really everybody we welcome who wants to join us, and also who wants to think about how get new sources of funding, because this is always precarious. Okay. So in tomorrow the afternoon, we will have the opportunity also to speak about that. My name is Margareta Steinrücke. I'm coming from the working group Arbeit fair teilen. That means fair sharing of working time from ATTAC, Germany. And now I give to my dear colleague, Adrien Tussaud, who is coming from Réseau Roosevelt, our partner in France.
Thank you, Margareta. Welcome to everybody online and in present. Thank you for your participation to the 6th edition of the European Conference of the Network, 6 already since we start. So I'm based in Paris. The Roosevelt Network is a small organization that advocates for work time reduction since now 2012. It was a presidential election this year, and we started this fight and promotion about 4-day week, and also we grew up further to work with a network afterwards. So I'm glad to be here today, so we can gather to discuss and explore the next steps of implementing working time reduction across Europe. And this year's conference will very much focus and is an opportunity to dive deeper on the practicalities of working time reduction in Europe. And so over the next 2 days, so today and tomorrow, we will explore a range of critical issues from the balance between wage increase and reduced working hours to the comparisons of daily reduction hours versus fewer working days, and as seen in the 4-day work week. And we will also address the impact of working time reduction on the intensification of work and discuss who and how the main actors drive this change are employees or employers, or in the real time both. So how we can work together to achieve that goals. And we will do that in 5 panels that we will be presenting a bit later. But that's our plan today, and our panelists will include trade unions representative, academic researchers, and policy experts for all across Europe. We try to grow every time to have new countries, new representative, but it's a work in progress, but we are very glad to have welcomed new country in the last years. So the idea is to provide a rich variety of insights, to have a healthy and intense debate, and to bring to everyone that want to explore how our work time reduction will be shaped in these different spheres as the different countries, different sectors, so office, industrials, services, and so on. So with this panel roundtable, we will also have networking times also to exchange. That is also the point. So at the end of each panels, at the end of each sessions, each day, we'll have some time to do that. I think I'm addressing things, but the idea will be also to, and this is how we work with our speakers, to try to examine also specific case studies to broader discussion on the societal and economic implication of work time reduction. So I'm confident that this conference will not only deepen our understandings, but also foster valuable connection among you and us. So very glad to welcome that. We are also very grateful for the support of Rosa Luxemburg Foundation that is supporting them for many years now. Also the Alex Ferry Foundation from the United Kingdom that is helping us to organize this. And for the live interpretation and the logistic also provided by ETUC and also EPA-SU. So thank you for all this help. And I want to thank you also India to thank our tireless coordinator that helped us organize everything. And also to Alexandra Arnstein, Gudmundur Haraldsson, Maria Haidopoulou, and Jose Luis Gallegos Quesadas for making this event possible. So for diving into very quickly, today agenda will focus on 3 panels: wage increases versus reducing working hours, the reduction versus reduction of days, and working time reduction and the intensification of work. But now, before diving into on this exciting agenda, I pass the floor to India to have a small declaration about how we compose the diversity of the panel. Thank you.
Thank you, Adrian. Just want to give a couple of minutes if people did want to get headsets, by the way. I realize we didn't give time for that. So we will give a couple of minutes in case anyone wants to get the headsets for live interpretation. Let's put people on the spot now. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Nope, no one needs here. Okay. Perfect. Okay, great. Well, yes, as Adrian said, I'm just going to read out a statement from the network on racial representation across our panels. So the European Work Time Network wants to acknowledge and apologize for the lack of racial and ethnic diversity among our speakers at this year's conference. We have fallen short of representing a diverse range of voices. Although we have strong representation of women among our speakers and coverage of trade unions, academia, and civil society here today, we failed to ensure representation from speakers of color. This is a result of a range of reasons, including the limitations and whiteness of our own networks, as well as the pipelines into this area of work and what topics work time reduction currently focuses on, which have a long path towards being more intersectional. We are committed to making sure that our future events and conferences reflect the diversity of Europe's communities. This includes inviting speakers who are at different points in their career and redefining who we identify as an expert to join us. We appreciate your feedback and encourage you to reach out to us with suggestions for how we can continue to improve our efforts to create a more inclusive and welcoming space for all. We will also be discussing this in the members' workshop taking place tomorrow afternoon. Thank you. Right, okay, now we have a short video from a European Member of Parliament who is going to give a brief statement on working time reduction and their parliamentary group's position on the subject. Hopefully it will work. That's looking a bit wiggly. But yeah, it's Katrin Langensiepen from the Green Group from Germany.
And 4 days a week doesn't mean you put 40 working hours in 4 days. It doesn't mean more stress in a shorter time. It means more quality. It means more independent living. And that it's your life, it's a bit more than only working and sleeping and eating and go back to work. So let's be open to that idea. Let's be open for that in a progressive, modern, social, inclusive society.
Okay, lovely. So the first panel is scheduled to start at 1 o'clock. And in the interest of not wanting to disrupt everyone online, I think we will stick to that timing. So if anyone in the room wants to go and get a hot drink, go to the loo, get some food, feel free to treat this as a bit of a break. And if you could be back here sitting at 5:02, that would be great, so we can get ready to go. So yeah, we'll have a short pause until 1 o'clock.